Cowboys haven't won a playoff game since 1996, and before last week, everybody had them going to at least the NFC Championship game, but now all of a sudden, people really worried about Dallas. Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz, NFL.com's Pat Kirwan. Glad to be with you on the NFL Previews presented by Comcast. 12-2 Cowboys going to the 6-8 Panthers on a Saturday night. And Pat, let's forget the stupid comments about Jessica Simpson, because I'm so sick and tired about hearing about Jessica Simpson. It has nothing to do with football.
Doesn't apply to football.
Doesn't apply to football at all. But what does apply to football is that in 1 week, people's perception of the Cowboys have changed. Can so much change really in 1 week?
No, and those people who are saying those things really aren't paying attention to how good that Cowboy football team is. They still have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. They still have, they have 11 guys going to the Pro Bowl. That's what they have. They have a very good football team. They had a bad game. I think they'll correct those problems when they get to Carolina against a team that you already have mentioned is not a very good home team.
Not a very good home team, but they still do have chance for the playoffs. Let's take a look at the wild card situation here. They need a lot of people to lose, but they are still mathematically available to go to the playoffs. They basically need everybody in front of them to lose, but they are there at 6-8, so this is a game that they do have something to play for. But back to Dallas for a sec. You've got Terrell Owens and obviously the comments he's making, but what he needs to focus on is he's not getting the ball the last 2 weeks.
You know, he says he's not getting the ball, but I counted last week in the game. They threw the ball to him 12 times, or in his direction 12 times. They were defended. He had 2 receptions out of the 12 attempts that I was watching. So Terrell Owens, sometimes this guy runs into streaks where he drops footballs. He runs into streaks where his routes aren't very good. And his quarterback's got that thumb, and the thumb we'll have to find out in pregame. He's going to play. But how severe is the injury to the thumb? I'm sure he's not going to feel much pain during the game, but how much velocity can he get on the ball? Is it quick before the Panthers find out this is a short passing attack? He can't throw the ball down the field at any velocity.
And this is not a Panthers defense, which has been very good this season either. But what have you done for me lately? They played very well against Seattle, holding that very high-powered attack under 300 yards.
You know, I talk to John Fox every week. John is an inspirational, motivational type. He's under a lot of siege in Carolina, but not with his players. He's pinpointed a few guys like Julius Peppers that have got to play better. But in general, this team has got great spirit. Steve Smith, who can be volatile, has already come out and said he likes Matt Moore, the kid who's playing quarterback. Guy hasn't thrown a touchdown yet, so I find that a little shocking that he likes him. But he does. Here's what the Panthers still can do very well. They can stop the run. They're 3.7 against the run, and that means they're going to do a lot to corral Marion Barber, the runner. I don't think they're going to handle Marion Barber, the receiver. With that bad thumb, what I'm looking for is a game like 2 weeks ago when Barber had 10 checkdown passes. Throw that soft little pass to Barber. After you push the field with Witten and T.O., you're going to get a lot of yards that way. That's how I see the Dallas plan.
The one thing we haven't talked about yet in this game is Roy Williams is suspended, as Charlie Casserly told us he would be last week on the Subway NFL postgame show. Defensively, what does that mean for Dallas?
You know, I think it helps him in a lot of ways. I don't want to be a wise guy about this, but Roy is hard to fit in. What does he do? I can, by formation, put him where he doesn't want to be. I can make him go play on the hash mark and be a deep half player. Not very good there. When he's off the football field, you then have to deal with guy Keith Davis, and they'll be able to do a little bit more. He won't do it as well, but you won't be able to use formations to expose Roy. So I think the Dallas Cowboys will be fine without Roy.
They are expected also to miss one of their cornerbacks in Pat Watkins as well, or the defensive backs as well.
That's where the depth problem. That's why you see Davis.
Depth. That's the problem, because Pat Watkins won't be there. All right, folks. AccuScore is back with us here as we get into Week 16. 10,000 mathematical tests, all results. Here's what it has for this game on Saturday night. 80% of the time, remember, it's all mathematical. The Cowboys came out victorious on the computer. Pat.
I like that, and I like the score they came out with, too. I see the Cowboys going in there and getting 25 to 30 points, and I see the Carolina struggle to have more than 14 points in this football game. So I think the score is pretty close, and I like their selection.
They never score more than 14 points. Of course they're not going to score more than 14 points. Folks, for more on this game or any other in Week 16, be sure to stay with CBSSports.com and watch everything else on the CBS Audience Network. For NFL.com's Pat Kirwan, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care.